FrugalTech, and welcome to the Frugal Technology Show. I'm your host, and every week we talk about technology, particularly business technology, what makes you money, what doesn't make you money, what's good, what's not so good. And I wanted to start the show off this week talking about Windows 7. Now, I've been running Vista in one form or another for about the last year and a half. I upgraded originally from XP Professional to Vista Business Edition, and from there to Vista Ultimate. And I have been doing videos about Vista, not saying probably a whole lot of good stuff about it, but I've been working with it, using it every day, giving it a chance. And I gotta say, this week I made the decision to fire Vista. It's done, kaput, gone, bye-bye, out of here. I had to follow my own advice. And I just got so sick and tired of all the waiting on this thing. You know, I use it on server in a networked environment here. And I got tired of it taking forever to copy files from network shares. Couldn't seem to remember window positions very well. And some of my business applications that I rely on every day ran like a slug on this thing. I didn't really see it getting better. Well, you know, about a week ago, I downloaded the Windows beta. Maybe a little over a week ago. And due to a little glitch on my machine, I had to replace the optical drive in it. But bottom line is that I got a good burn on the ISO. In other words, I downloaded the disk image from Microsoft and I burned it. I use Image Burn, which is absolutely free for my DVD burning software. Verified the disk, and want to tell you about my my experience with upgrading from Vista to Windows 7. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, you're not really supposed to use a beta on your, on an everyday work machine. Well, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm taking that leap of faith with Windows 7 beta right now. Don't worry, all my data lives on a server. So we use Microsoft Small Business Server here in our shop, so all my documents folder is copied over to the server, and so I'm not going to lose any data if something goes wrong, okay? I don't use the machine for gaming or anything like that. I run a company off of it. I run my remote IT support business, my security software businesses, all off of this thing, and it's not a problem. The data is nice and secure. Okay, so I did an upgrade, and I gotta tell you, it took over 2 hours for Vista Ultimate to be upgraded to Windows 7. And when it got done, within about a minute of it, just got me to the desktop. Boom! I got a blue screen of death. The blue screen of death. Now, to be fair, I got a warning message about an NVIDIA video driver that I did not remove. No, I did remove it. I'm sorry, I did remove it, but for some reason I don't think it got removed. I'm not sure what happened there. But because when you run the upgrade, Windows 7 will check for any updates and then run a compatibility tool. The compatibility tool told me about a possible problem with the video driver, so I did uninstall it. But for whatever reason, I got this blue screen no sooner I got to the desktop. And I tried safe mode, and I could not keep Windows 7 running more than just for a few minutes without a blue screen of death. So I had to scratch that and say, okay, what am I going to do now? The only option, of course, at that time was to wipe the drive and do a clean install of Win 7. Now, when I did that, I have to tell you, it's probably the fastest install of an OS that I've seen, a Windows OS I've ever seen. About 20 minutes from the time I put in the DVD to the time I was at a usable desktop on this thing. So this thing's really quick. Now, the computer that I use is a computer, I got it in 2006. It's the Hewlett-Packard A1450N. Now this machine has the Athlon X2 dual-core 4200 microprocessor. I upgraded the video card to the NVIDIA GT7300, and it's got 3 gigs of RAM. This computer is certainly was no slouch in its day. You know, it's getting a little long in the tooth now, and you know, and get its clock cleaned by what's out there in the street today. But it's still no slouch, and it ran XP beautifully, very, very snappy. It was an absolute dog with Vista. Gotta tell you, so far, I'm 24 hours into this, my upgrade, if you will. I'm very, very pleased. The only issue I've had is that it did not detect the built-in sound card. And that's not a showstopper for me, because I tend to use my Logitech USB headset. And that's what I use when I'm calling people on Skype from this particular machine. So no problem there. I really love how fast Windows 7 is on this machine. I mean, it reminds me of when I was running XP. It's that snappy. And Microsoft has addressed the issue about accessing network shares and how fast I can get to those shared folders and files and that sort of thing. It's much, much better. Now, I'm limiting the software I'm installing on this machine. So I'm not going to be, you know, and I tend to be a software junkie. I like to play with software from different business applications and that sort of thing. Throw it in the case, even though I'm not a gamer, there's a few games I put on there. The bottom line is I'm going to avoid that now, and only the software that I need to run my business is going to live on this machine. Why? Because a couple reasons. One, I know that very, very near future, I'll probably, within a few months, I'll probably have to wipe the drive and install RC1, Release Candidate 1, if I'm lucky enough to get my hands on a copy of it. But ultimately, the beta will expire in August. My hope is to have RC1 by then and wipe the machine again and install RC1. I have no problem doing that. It doesn't take me that long. You know, wipe the drive, install the OS, 20 minutes, put on Office 2007, install a few other apps, and I'm golden. You know, and then I'll probably have to do that, and of course I'll have to do that one more time when Win 7 is officially released, when it goes from Release Candidate 1 to the RTM, Release to Manufacturing.